Alright, today's video, by any conceivable metric, is something that should be kind of funny, and it is to a degree, but also makes me rather annoyed because when you look at the situation in context as a rich tapestry of behavior, or whatever you want to call it, you start to feel a little bit sick. Why? Because when you see the full pattern, you are forced to wonder, how on God's green earth is someone like this allowed to continue for so long and nothing real gets done about it? Sure, the SEC or the FBI are supposedly looking into things. Yes, he will eventually get what's coming to him, somehow, some way. But for right now, the rabbit hole goes deep, and the man himself continues on, recklessly spinning out of control. I'm talking, of course, about BitBoy Crypto, also known as Ben Armstrong, because far from any sort of happy ending, Ben has, once again, forced himself into the public spotlight in a way that benefits no one and harms practically everyone. Who is Ben Armstrong? For those that don't know, Ben Armstrong, often referred to by his online persona nickname BitBoy, is a crypto influencer who amassed some level of fortune, relative fortune, trading cryptocurrency since at least 2012. He holds, maybe held is a better word here, it's unclear whether or not he has now lost everything in the wake of being ousted from his business, but more on that later on. He holds hundreds of thousands of dollars in a slew of projects, millions of dollars in real estate, hundreds of thousands of dollars in assets like a Lamborghini, Rolex watches, etc., and probably a whole bunch more that people just never knew about. BitBoy is the quintessential crypto rich kid, but when you actually dig in and look at his history, the story is just absolutely wild. Let's go back in time to what is arguably the very beginning of his public woes. In November of 2021, fellow YouTuber Atazi, great content, highly recommended, produced a video criticizing Ben Armstrong for his relentless and failed promotion of crypto tokens, even so far as to highlight where BitBoy had claimed that certain projects were guaranteed to go up in value. Obviously, that should get him in trouble with the SEC or the FTC or any number of government bodies. But anyway, those tokens are worth $0 and 0 cents today. It's a fun video, well made, humorous, sticks to the facts, and clearly labels opinion. I particularly loved a Freudian slip he included where Ben Armstrong says how excited he is for PAMP token, as he tells his audience how incredible the project is right before it zeroed out completely. That right there, the publication of that video, was a sort of inflection point, because when the ball got served over to BitBoy, as in how would he choose to respond to all this, the choice he made was the first link in a long, ever-spiraling chain of idiotic decision-making that places him allegedly broke, begging his fans for money, yet filming videos from $1 million home with a Rolex on his wrist, complaining about a Lamborghini and a stolen business. Oh, and multiple government agencies are descending upon him like the Persians at Thermopylae, but there's no Spartans. It's just that one crippled guy who betrayed them all through the mountain pass by himself. Suffice it to say, after Atazi published his content, BitBoy got angry. He didn't like that video. He didn't like being criticized, so he decided to file what amounts to the very definition of a SLAP suit, S-L-A-P-P. SLAP stands for Strategic Lawsuit Against Public Participation, which just means a lawsuit where a guy with money uses that money to shut someone up who has less money. It's pretty common. I know a thing or two about it myself, but yeah, I won't get into that right now. Well, Ben Armstrong obviously didn't fully understand internet culture, YouTube culture, or the legal system, because he was completely unprepared for what happened when the lawsuit became public. See, he didn't want it to be public. He wanted it to just force Atazi into submission, but when Atazi announced a crowdfunding campaign, raised something like $200,000 in that crowdfund immediately, BitBoy dropped the lawsuit. No joke, he said that he didn't know the lawsuit would become public. I don't have anything to add here other than what the fuck. If he had known, he wouldn't have done it, supposedly. It's a comedy of errors. Truly it is. But the end result was that BitBoy swung, he missed, he fell down on his face, and the world kept spinning. Days passed, weeks passed, even months at a time, but Ben Armstrong wasn't going anywhere, so what is it precisely that came next? In January of 2022, crypto sleuth ZachXBT burst into the picture with a thread showcasing a number of examples where BitBoy Crypto had, shall we say, promoted scam tokens. That thread also revealed how much BitBoy gets paid for advertisements, a whole heck of a lot. Plus, it showcased that BitBoy steals the art for NFT projects, plagiarizes videos, and often deletes sketchy promotions after the fact. That's some really transparent behavior there, Ben. That thread in particular would prove to be a bit of a thorn in BitBoy's side over the next couple of years, but it gets better. See, turns out, well, I'll just play the clip and then say it.
If you want to use Celsius, you can check out bitboycrypto.com/deals got a great deal on Celsius for you. But it's a great way to put your money to work, earn passive income, and it's an especially attractive feature for traders who plan on hodling for the long term. 9,943 of a token we love for this year, FTT. And right now, that is worth $437,000. Secret token, FTT. That is the token of FTX. Sam Bankman-Fried, everything this man touches turns to gold. I don't know. Moon. I mean, I think $45 to $50 is definitely reasonable for Costa. Overall, Terra is crushing it right now. Terra ecosystem is definitely bullish. From this point forward, on this channel, on BitBoy Crypto channel, on the BitBoy Crypto, all of our socials, we are never doing sponsored content again.
Yeah, dude. Celsius went chapter 11. Alex Mashinsky has been indicted. FTT is the token for FT fucking X, which misappropriated billions of dollars and is going down in history as one of the world's most egregious cases of fraud ever. He even talks about the Terra ecosystem being bullish. And this one, well, I mean, I don't know. That graph sure gets me hyped, and I mean, the music is great. Oh, shit. BitBoy developed, with meticulous effort, it would seem, a nearly perfect track record of bad calls. But we're not done. Remember how he said they weren't going to do sponsored content anymore? I can't even keep it together when I read this. ZachXBT came back swinging after BitBoy stated he would give $10,000 if someone could prove that they were running undisclosed promotions, because they never do that. And after he spent like 5 minutes, Zach did, he proved it. Happy ending for this one. He got the $10,000, which is cool, but hopefully everyone can start to see the pattern. Ben Armstrong claimed, quote, "I was shocked, but Justin and DZ made a mistake here. They were surprised also and didn't realize it." Anyway, the fun's just getting started, because right around the same time that this happened, BitBoy was on stage at some, I don't know, shitty crypto conference thing. And when he got confronted by someone in the audience who mentioned ZachXBT and his Twitter threads as her evidence, BitBoy kind of lost it.
Where's the evidence? Give the evidence. Give the evidence. This is your moment.
Okay.
Prove unequivocally. Show me a media sheet. Show me a media sheet and say that's evidence.
All right, let's go and see, right? So guys, you can just go and check all the evidence posted by ZachXBT.
A thread from a year ago.
It doesn't matter whether it's a year ago, right? Please
no, hold on. When you do this,
please go and check all the evidence.
Okay, so you're a child molester. You're a child molester. You're a child molester.
Okay. Can you let me complete now?
No, I don't have to. I don't have to back it up with evidence. It's just something that I said.
You know
this
what?
woman is a child molester. She is a murderer. She's a murderer.
Look at you. You're shaking. You know when people shake? Those are psychological evidences. We know when you're wrong.
It's because I'm angry at baseless accusations.
Okay, so when confronted by someone citing the evidence that a crypto detective posted online, Ben Armstrong just freaks out on her and calls her a murderer. But that's a little bit of foreshadowing, because it's not the only time he's done that. See, the bald guy from Shark Tank, Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful or whatever, yeah, BitBoy got in a spat with him as well publicly and started accusing him of being a murderer and covering it up. No joke, it's like a thing he repeatedly does. The whole argument went on for kind of a while. It was Kevin's wife supposedly driving a boat, and she got found not guilty after an investigation, and there was supposedly intoxication, etc. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not really as bad as some of the other stuff. What other stuff? Oh, that's easy. This kind of stuff. See, in June of 2023, BitBoy's Twitter account got hacked and started posting fake links and basically ripping off his audience. Ben claims he had nothing to do with this, but later goes on to say that it was an inside job at Verizon. I don't even know what to say here other than no, I don't believe that. What's next? Skipping around here, because timeline stops really being important when there's just this much shit to go through. Skipping around, in March of 2023, BitBoy got looped into this like massive lawsuit against influencers who promoted FTX. A lot of big names on that list. And I think his brain broke. BitBoy absolutely lost it and started publicly threatening the opposing counsel. He was spamming emails saying stuff like, "Only a couple of Bitcoins get you and your family shot, be careful," and self-reporting on half of it through social media, like openly, publicly. Here's some more emails I sent Adam Moskowitz. Like, he put that out himself. I don't even know what to say here, but threatening your opponent's lawyer, that's a pretty bold move when you're the one getting sued. See, I would know a little bit about this because I had a run-in with a lawyer who filed a really terrible cease and desist letter and then subsequently got fired for it. So it's a bold move that you can pull off, but that's not the way to do it, my dude. That is just really not smart. Where do we go from here? How about this other guy, coincidentally, named Ben.eth? Yeah, Ben.eth started doing these like meme coin projects, and Ben Armstrong, BitBoy, obviously hopped on board because why wouldn't he? They made Ben Coin or some shit like that, which is almost certainly on track for an SEC case because of the way they promoted it. Then there was PsyOp and Loyal and whatever else, until BitBoy decided to get some distance from it all. But not before an investor lawsuit came barreling in from Lovey and Lovey, which coincidentally came right before Ben Armstrong tried to get as far away as possible. See, all of this, and we still haven't even gotten to the grand finale. The grand finale that just still keeps on going. Yeah, Ben Armstrong in August of 2023 gets ousted from Hit Network, the company he founded, by his former business partners. And that's where the wheels just completely fell off the rickety shopping cart. Ben gets accused of relapsing on drugs, supposedly there's an affair, all that other personal stuff isn't really fair game though. Both sides begin throwing accusations back and forth about death threats and being scared and crimes, and ultimately BitBoy, Ben Armstrong, turns to his community asking for donations. He's talking about the title of his Lamborghini being frozen by the Georgia Department of Revenue. He's wearing a Rolex in the videos in $1 million home, talking about the crypto bros who were threatening him and took everything. And yet, simultaneously, he has a track record absolutely littered with lawsuits, threats, faulty promotions, lies, you name it. The walls are closing in. The sheer unmitigated disaster of Hit Network and BitBoy Crypto is a gift that keeps on giving from a content perspective at least, serving as the perfect example of why crypto is not a serious community or a credible industry. It's a joke. A joke that is perpetuated by deeply unserious, infantile, and explosive personalities who have absolutely no regard for basic intelligence or restraint. I can't say where it all goes from here, but at the end of the day, a man with that track record, complaining about how they took his Lambo, is now getting hundreds of thousands of dollars in donations from what really has to be the most gullible subset of the human population you can possibly imagine. At a certain point, and I mean, it took me a really long time to get here, but at a certain point, I have to stop feeling bad for those people wrapped up and abused by the crypto industry. At a certain point, I just have to laugh at them. Because how do you continue on this vector, knowing the history of where it all came from? How in the world are people this gullible and naive? I don't have an answer. All I know is that BitBoy, the BitBoy rabbit hole rather, runs deep. And the situation is likely far from over. I mean, they're still going at each other in the public sphere, him and his former business partners. It's unbelievable. At this stage, if I had to guess, the guy's going to end up in prison. Like, he is. But for now, it's just a never-ending clown show of industry embarrassment personified in the worst possible way. That's it. If you want to support, there's links down below, particularly Locals, Patreon, and channel memberships. Way better than AdSense, those are. Some other stuff too, but I'll cut it there and stop rambling. As always, thank you all for watching, and have a nice night.